Okay, well, after 4, maybe 5 years of making YouTube videos using an Android device, today I finally decided for the first time to do a bit of Apple. So this is very basic, but it's a iPad 10th generation 64GB. So it's pretty much the most basic one, and I'm interested at this level because I want to see whether something which is kind of base level Apple iPad style is powerful enough to be used as a mobile door, basically, and we will see. But this is the packaging, and as you can see, probably guess from that design there, this one is the silver one. So yeah, could have gone for some pretty colours, but I'll leave them for people who are a bit more flamboyant. Okay, so here it is. I've just bought it probably about an hour or so ago. Just got it back, and I'm guessing because there's these 2 arrow signs on these pieces of paper on the back here, that I tear along the dotted line, so to speak, and remove these to get inside. Now, I guess this is my proof that no one else has had it before me. So there we go. Turn it back up the other way. Take the top off. It's in there nice and smoothly. So there you go. That's the lid off. And what have we got inside? Well, we've got this, obviously we've got the iPad. I can just slide that out of there. So yes, here we have our brand new paper covered iPad. What's this here? Looks like some paperwork from Apple rather. Welcome to my iPad. Basically, what to do to get started. In there, looks like there's some servicing information or safely handling kind of stuff in there. To be honest, I'm not really sure that a cardboard box was actually required for that bit of paperwork, but there you go. Rather nicely, we've got a power adapter. In this day and age of everyone trying to cut costs and pretending it's all to do with the ecosystem, all trying to be green, it's nice to see that we've got a power adapter. Nice the way that flips in, not really necessary, but it's quite nice. And that one obviously is UK design because I'm in the UK. And finally, we have the USB-C type cable. So it's USB-C type to USB-C type. Jolly good. And here we have, behind this bit of paper, the iPad itself. Take that off of there. Get inside. I know the paper was there to keep it clean and fresh from the word go, or rather keep it clean and tidy inside the packaging, which it is. I think I've probably already put a fingerprint on there, just trying to get the paperwork off. So anyway, that's cool. We've got all the paraphernalia, we've got this. It's all looking very nice. At the bottom here I've got my USB port and a couple of speaker outlets, and there's a couple of speaker outlets on the other end. So I'm guessing it's probably best that way up than that way up, because otherwise 2 speaker outputs would be covered. I'm guessing this on the top here is the fingerprint starter. Got 3 little dots down there. I gather that's for where you connect up a keyboard if you've got a keyboard. So let's have a look what it says in here. It says in here, top, welcome to iPad, top button with Touch ID, Press and hold to turn on the iPad or activate Siri. Press once to sleep or wake. Press and hold the top button and either the volume button to turn off the iPad and either volume button to turn off the iPad. So I'm guessing therefore we've got very light. Oh, I see two. Yes, down here we've got two volume buttons up and down. Very sweet, very stylish. Let me turn this on and see what the world says to me, what this iPad says to me. I'm gathering there's a certain amount of charge in these. Yes, it's coming alive. You won't be able to see that, but I can. Put it over the size of the crease. Interesting. It's coming alive. Oh, it says hello. Battery charge is 90%. That's pretty good. I'm getting all sorts of squiggles on the screen which rather look like they're in... I'm guessing that says hello in quite a few different languages, because that one there, hola, I recognise that one as hello. And bonjour, yes, I know a little bit of French, so I know that one. It's all gone blank. So I guess it's doing the startup process, but I don't know. I think if you're someone who has never used a tablet before, this bit right now where it's just gone completely blank probably is rather confusing. I'm just going to tap on that bit at the top again. Oh, okay. And it just goes that, oh, swipe to open. See, I didn't actually see that at the bottom there. It says swipe at the bottom. At the bottom it says swipe to open. And I'm swiping and not a lot is happening. Oh, there we go. Right, you have to swipe the little white line at the bottom of the screen. Wasn't that particularly obvious. Then you get your languages, so I'm just going to click on English, select your region. It's already got United Kingdom selected, I suspect because this version is probably only available here. So I'm going to click on United Kingdom. Now it's setting the language. So I was just checking that the charger, the battery light, the record light was on. Appearance, choose how you like your text and icons to look. Default, medium or large. Which really isn't particularly helpful because right at this point I can't actually see any icons. I'm just going to wait for this motorbike to go past. Okay, I don't really know because it's not showing me, well, I can see the size of the text and it seems to be perfectly fine. Be nice if some of the motorbikes that go past here would actually put a legal exhaust pipe on their vehicles. Anyway, yes, I don't really see any icons, but the text looks the right size, so I'm just going to click on continue. I assume that can be changed elsewhere, but it does seem rather stupid to ask me if I want to change the size of the icons when I haven't actually got any icons on the screen. Quick start. Look for nearby devices. Bring your current iPhone or iPad near the iPad to sign in and set up. Right, I haven't got one of those, so it is set up without another device. At the bottom of the screen here, I'm going to tap on that. At which point then I've got to choose a network. Well, as it happens, my network is on my mobile phone, which is an Android, so I'm just going to go and get my Android phone. So yes, turn on my hotspot. It's not come up there, so I'm going to say choose another network. Back. I'm going to go back one just to see if it finds it when I click on setup without another device again. Now it's found it, so that's okay. So I'm going to just click on my network, which is always helpful. I've got to put the password in, so excuse me for a minute while I do my password. Okay, that's sorted. Machine's apparently activating itself now. First reaction or first impression of the keyboard. If you're someone who hasn't used a tablet before, that keyboard's a little strange. If you've got a password with numbers in it, it's a little bit confusing that you have to press on the numbers thing to bring the numbers up when the numbers look like they're already there. Anyway, moving on. It's just the differences between Android and iPhone, iPad. Privacy law thingy, click on continue. Alright, set up the iPad. Do you want to set it up for a child in my family or set it up for myself? Well, I'm going to set it up for myself. Use your fingerprint in place of your password or Apple ID password for purchases. I'm not very happy with the idea of I'm not very happy with the idea that I can use my fingerprint to pay for things. That seems a little bit odd. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set up that Touch ID later, because I want to just see whether in the settings I can just do it for my password but not actually for purchases. So I'm going to just do that later. Okay, it doesn't really like me doing that. I'm going to use Touch ID. Let's go with the Touch ID. Alright. Start by placing your finger on the top button. Okay. Lift your finger, place your finger, lift and rest your finger on the top button repeatedly. Cover the button completely, okay? Right. Right, capture all your fingerprint. Keep going to capture the edges of your print. Okay. I mean, even if you were on Android, you would have to do this. Okay. If you've got a Touch ID on your Android. Well, that's done. I can click on OK. Rotate iPad and enroll an additional fingerprint. Add another fingerprint. Okay, well I suppose I could do that, couldn't I? I suppose it is logical to do two fingers, because you never know. If you have an accident, you hurt your finger, and you might need to use a different finger. I don't like the way when it comes up with these messages, then you have to stop to do that. Seems a rather curious thing to have to do. Right. It is a bit long-winded, but it's done now. Okay. Create an iPad passcode. I'm going to put it back up this way because rather stupidly, if you have it in landscape, you can't actually see the bit you're the information because the keyboard's in the way. Right. Right, so I've got to put a password. You've still got to put a passcode in either way, so. And obviously you've got to put it in twice. Okay. That's that bit done. That's quite simple. Transfer your apps and data. Don't transfer anything. I'm come from Android, so I'm not going to transfer anything. This is the point where you need to put in your Apple ID. Sign in with an email or phone number to use Cloud, App Store and apps. So you've got to do that. So I'm just going to go off and get my Apple ID because I do actually have a Mac Mini, so I've got an ID on that. So I'm just going to go away and sort that out. I'll be back in a few minutes. Right, well there you go. Yes, it wasn't a few minutes. It was to me. It was quite a few minutes for me. Had to turn on my Mac Mini, which is really old, so that takes forever for that to get a message to say, do I want to let this machine log in as me? Then it gave me verification number, which I then had to type into this iPad. And now I've got to the terms and conditions. Now it's let me in. It's accepted. I'm who I am. So I'm just going to agree to those terms and conditions. And it will busily do its bit in the background. You can't see all this, I can. And it's pumping away. And I guess it'll pump away for a little while. So if I suddenly cut from this and cut back in a second or two, it's because this did take longer than just a couple of seconds. Update your iPad automatically. Future software updates will be automatically downloaded and installed as they are released. You can manage this in software update settings. Well, I'm just going to click on continue for the moment because, well, why not? Location services, mouse maps and that doodah. Enable location services, why not? Add credit cards and all the rest of it, no thank you very much, I'll set that up later. I have no intention of purchasing anything on here at the moment. One or two apps that I might try out later, but we'll see how we get on with this first. So I'm going to click on set up later. Do I want to set up Siri? I'm not really a let me ask you a question and you answer me back because you're listening to me all the time kind of person, so I'm going to set that up later. I don't really want my iPad listening to everything I say, just in case I've got something it should listen to. More importantly, I don't want it listening to anything it shouldn't be listening to. Right, screen time. Get a weekly report from Insights. I'm going to kind of set that up later. Kind of think we're at a point now where we're starting to get some of the stuff that goes beyond Android and becomes a little bit tedious. Help Apple improve product services, allowing analytics of the data usage. I'm not going to share my information. I don't see why I should. Light or dark display. Well, I'm kind of expect that could be changed somewhere else. I'm just going to click on continue and stick with light. This is welcome to iPad, so I think we're there. Get started. So there we have it. Screen's very messy. I don't really like having big icons shoved in my face, particularly stuff like top stories. Not my kind of thing. First impressions, I think it looks too busy compared to Android. In time, I'm sure I will, or hopefully, I'll be able to, oh, and it turns itself off rather quickly as well. Or it's dimming itself rather quickly. And I don't like this scroll up and then I'll put your finger on there. Your password is required to unlock the pad. Yeah, but I put my finger on it. Did I not? Really? Well, that doesn't make any sense. I'm having to put my password in despite the fact that it's got a finger sensor. Anyway, that's it. That's how it's ended up. I don't know if you can see that at all. No, you probably can't because all the lights in here. Quite busy. Don't actually like the look of it. In time, I'm sure I will see whether I can change it. Certainly the background's got to be changed because that's awful. And hopefully I can get rid of these larger icons because I think they're dreadful. But we'll see. We'll see where we go from here. And that's it for now.